Welcome back. We are reaching peak primary season. Of course, it happens in May, and this midterm election year is going to be a hot one. Here's President Trump reflecting on the growth of the Republican Party over the last few years.
With the help of many people here tonight, over 4 incredible years ago, we grew the conservative movement into a working people's movement. The Republican Party is now a party of a lot of people, but working people more than maybe anybody else. And, you know, we've expanded this party to a level that's why they say we want the party, we want everything. We just don't want Trump. By the way, that's the liberal media saying that. That's not the people saying it. That's why we call it Trumpism without Trump. Our movement must continue to pursue a populist and nationalist economic agenda that puts working families before globalist politicians that are fools and corrupt multinational corporations.
All right, with us now to talk about that growth is the president of Citizens United, David Bossie. David, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me back.
I mean, President Trump talks about this at every single one of his rallies, and you can really feel kind of the audience lean in to him when he says this, you know, about the Republican Party really being the party of the working class. And he was the one who really kind of led this revolution within the GOP.
He certainly did. I was there in Omaha with him for that rally, and it was a tremendous crowd, tremendous energy, and they get it. They get exactly what he is talking about, that the establishment tried to beat him in 2016. The establishment tried to take him out, in essence, early on in the process in 2015 and 2016. And he fought back and has taken really the party over to an America First agenda that is every candidate's agenda now across the country if you're a Republican. And so it's been exciting to watch this growth. It's been frustrating at times. Just yesterday when we were in Omaha, he's there to campaign for the candidate for governor, Charles W. Herbster, and the establishment in Nebraska is trying to destroy Herbster, an outsider, a businessman, just like they tried to destroy Trump. That's one of the reasons that Donald Trump went there yesterday for him.
Well, we also wanted to talk to you about some of these endorsements that President Trump has made. These have, you know, this is a fun game for everyone to play. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? How is this going to affect President Trump? We know, regardless of what happens, the media is going to find some way to find fault with the way Donald Trump went about this. But, you know, he's endorsed J.D. Vance in Ohio. We've certainly seen the bump in the polls that Vance has received. That primary vote will come finally tomorrow. But what do you think it's going to be the big result once all these primaries shake out and we get President Trump's final record?
You know, it's going to be really interesting. I think all of us are going to be watching it very closely. I don't know that guys like me follow it incredibly closely. It's important to us to win these races. President Trump loves to win. And he's taken on some of these races that he didn't need to. He could have easily sat back and not gotten involved. But you know what? He believes strongly that some of these candidates better represent the America First agenda and have a better chance to win the general election, which is what it's all about. And that's one of the things that people always say, oh, he should get out of the way and let the because his candidate may not be able to win the general. In a lot of these, he's picking the person who can win the general election. And it's to be honest with you, it's quite smart. I got to tell you, it's frustrating for the media because they just want to pounce on him. The second he loses a dog catcher's race, it's going to be national news. But when he goes 33-0 in the Texas primaries, it doesn't get any coverage whatsoever.
Yeah, well, you know, it has to be some conflict there, David, to actually get the mainstream media interested. And you know what's going to happen in Ohio if J.D. Vance doesn't win? They're going to talk about the end of the MAGA movement, and this is the end. Of course, the media will overstate this, but he can afford to miss a couple. He doesn't have to get all of them right.
That's exactly right. You don't have to get them all right. You just have to be on the field fighting. That's who President Trump is. And he's not going to win them all. And I don't particularly care what his record is. He has still got the most powerful endorsement known to man. Sometimes governors, U.S. senators weigh in against him. And to be candid with you, I will hold those people accountable later. But that is what needs to be taken into consideration. Sometimes state parties and state establishments are stronger, and they will win. But I got to tell you, I think President Trump's going to lose very few races. He's picked some incredible talent. These people are dedicated to the America First movement, and I think that the Republican primary voters are going to come out for them. And I got to tell you, you look at J.D. Vance, you look at Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania, you look at congressional races around the country. You're going to see this with Charles W. Herbster in Nebraska from yesterday. The Trump bounce is a real thing. He comes into your state. He provides this huge, enormous energy of a rally. He talks about the important issues that those people in the state, wherever he is, matters to them. And they respond in kind and they gravitate to the candidate that he has chosen. And I got to tell you, I think you see that just consistently throughout the data. And we'll see that, I think, this week. You'll see it tomorrow in the Ohio results. I do believe that J.D. Vance will
we'll
now
see on that.
Yeah, we will. But then next Tuesday is the Herbster race, and he's been down. And I think the Trump bump will put him over the top at the right time.
We will see about that. So much in question still at this point. David Bossie, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.